What's up, YouTube Nation? Wes Jones here again with yet another Ascend 128T kayak conversion. You guys know my last kayak met with unfortunate circumstances, was stolen from me in the prime of its life, but I could not live without it, so I had to get another. You know, I've owned a lot of kayaks in my time, and I just keep getting drawn back to this one. I absolutely love this kayak, how wide it is, how stable it is, the ability to stand up and fish on it. The mod ability of it is surpassed by no other, mainly because of all your different accesses to her nether regions. That's right, you got a lot of hatches, so you can get down below decks, rig stuff up, run wires, etc. I was kicking around the idea of getting the 12T, and I got to looking at it. It didn't have a rear access hatch or one of these little humdingers, so I just said to myself, and I knew it was me, because I recognized my voice and was wearing my underwear, you got to go back with the 128T. So that's what I've done. I kept a lot the same, changed up a few things though. I bought this bass tracker over the summer and picked up a few ideas from it. One of the things I changed was getting rid of that big ugly plug that I was using before and got kind of a more streamlined, sexy trolling motor plug. Total investment $25. Boom. I went ahead and decided to go with a bigger motor too. Previously, I was running the 30-pound thrust trolling motor. It did okay. I had no complaints except for my buddy who had the same size motor on his kayak. It was a Jackson kayak, if I'm not mistaken. He was faster than me. You know, now I'll admit his kayak's not as wide, not as heavy, as long as mine, but he would outrun me, and he could outrun me with our other buddy with a kayak that's not powered, would be holding on to the side, and they'd still outrun me. And I was just like, what? Come on, this won't do. And when it comes to motors, more is always better. So I went ahead and bumped up to the 55-pound. Hellos. Hellos. There's the boss lady, y'all. Anyway, yeah, bumped up to 55-pound, kept the same kind of transom mount going. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Absolutely love this mount. It's cheap. It's got a great sense of tolerance. On my last kayak, I would always be crashing into stumps. Matter of fact, one time I dropped the whole kayak out the back of my truck. That's before I had a trailer. And, you know, nothing broke on the motor or the hinges or mount. All that happened is these L brackets bent out a little bit, and they were super easy to bend back, so I like it. You know, I've seen people use starboard and cover the whole back of the kayak with starboard and get just real crazy with the mount. You know, I'm gonna follow the KISS philosophy. Keep it simple, stupid. All right, let me pop this back hatch off. That's one of the things I like about these 128Ts too, is that you can just pop those jokers off. So I'm still running a Mighty Max battery. And there's the new pulse width modulator, formulated for 55-pound thrust trolling motors. And these are also backwards compatible, so I could hook up a 30-pound motor to it, a 40, a 45. Went ahead and bumped up to a 60 amp fuse because, I mean, that's what Minn Kota recommends. Also, since I'm running a 55-pound thrust motor, I went ahead and beefed up all the wiring to 8 gauge, up from 10 gauge. 10 gauge more than sufficient for a 30-pound motor, but these 55s pull a little bit more juice. Of course, you still got the cannot be beat, top-notch, best that's out there, Ascend seat. I love the mesh they have in the middle. Keeps your ass, keeps your back cool, super padded, folds down, and also it's got that lever where you can spin it around, which I do all the time, you know. On the back, I'll usually carry my tackle bag or something like that, so I like to be able to spin around in my seat and get access to the back. Something you probably noticed when I opened that hatch here is that it opened up this way. The way these ships stock, they actually open up this way. Kind of dumb, because if you're spun around trying to get down in that hatch, if it's opening like this, you can't get to it. So a simple modification just to pry this up, swap it around, and now it opens up a little bit more intuitively. There's the control for the pulse width modulator. That is just a simple potentiometer. And what I like about this over the stock speed coil pack that comes with the trolling motor in the head of it is this joker can go anywhere from off to 100% and everything between. So you can do 1% power, 2%, 10%. You know, those stock ones, they ship 5 forward, 3 reverse. Okay, so these greatly extend your battery life. They actually do some reading up on what a pulse width modulator does compared to a resistor-based speed coil, aka speed pack, that ships stock on those motors, and you'll see how that will greatly extend your life of your battery. You know, it's still the same kayak, so everything about it I still love. Really heavy duty, beefy handles for carrying it around. Great heavy duty bungee system, really robust. Got all that storage on the front. It's where I'll usually carry my cooler. You got the eye bolt. This kayak comes with a leash to help you stand up, sit down if you need it. I'm pretty agile on my feet, so I don't use it, but it's nice to have it in case I do. Of course, you got the foam padded deck. That's always nice. 2 rod holders on the front, 2 rod holders on the rear. These are really handy, especially when I'm suspend fishing for catfish. The depth and the angle of them is perfectly sufficient. You know, you can be hooked up to a 30-pound flathead. You don't got to worry about your pole getting pulled out of there, so that's pretty sweet. Center hatch storage. That's where I keep my life jacket, dry box. In case anyone from Game and Fish is watching, I do wear that life jacket when I'm on the water. Wink, wink. And, you know, still, of course, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You got that center, quote-unquote, dry storage. I never really put anything in here that needs to stay dry. Like, I don't put my phone in here or anything. It's usually where I keep my scupper plugs. Keep the stand-up leash. My only qualm about this is, boy, if you don't have that joker perfectly lined up, it's hard to close. So my steering, as usual, is linked to the foot pedals, like everyone does. That's pretty sweet. I can steer with my feet. Leaves me hands free to fish. So if you do this mod, what you'll have to do is take out the little clip back here that kind of pops it into place in these notches. You just pop that out, take you some weed eater string, put a little ferrule on the end, run it up through the hole that's already in there. That didn't require any drilling. Now, something you'll have to do too to get these pedals loose enough where they'll slide smoothly is you'll have to take these tracks off and bump the pedal off, and you got to take a Dremel and kind of Dremel down, because let me see if I can get the angle. Let's see if I can get the angle. Yeah, kind of. Okay, so see right here, these are just the way they ship stock. They're really, really tight. So if you don't pull this off and Dremel the inside of that down on the peg right there, then it won't slide freely. It'll get hung up. The Jesus thing. All right, what else? That's pretty much it. Oh, no. There's one other. But wait, there's more. So, something I did on my last one after I'd been out a few dozen times is I soon discovered you're not always just going to be in deep water. I mean, these are kayaks. The reason we use these is because we like to get to that shallow water where them big boats can't get, where them big fish lie. So, how to install a lift system. Did the same thing on this one as before. You're just going to drill you out a hole in that support gusset, put your handy dandy stainless steel carabiner, come on up to here, and that's just a Harcum pulley, right? So you install that Harcum pulley. You will have to put a couple spacers in there, because if you don't have the spacers, then this joker seats too far in, and like the line starts rubbing right there. I don't like rubbing. Rubbing's how you get frayed line, and that's how it breaks. So get a couple spacers, bam, bring it down to here, put you a nice disconnecting line so you can take this puppy off for transport. Bring it on down here, stainless steel eye bolts. I don't use the plastic cat's eyes that you'll see, just because cat's eyes require drilling 2 holes, and I mean, they're plastic. Forget that. This is stainless steel. It's going to last forever. Take this down, run it to a pulley. The purpose of the pulley is to distribute the workload. Okay, so instead of it taking 30 pounds of force to lift this up, you know, it takes more like 15, if that. So just lightens the load. This right here was an extra extra handle from a weed eater that I couldn't fix, got mad at and destroyed. But I did keep the parts off it, including that. So I like that a lot better than what I had on my last one. And then of course you just got your handy dandy cleat right there. Ooh, these mosquitoes are getting me. So yeah, so say I hit shallow water, I just take this puppy right here, give her a crank. I normally have 2 hands free. This is gonna be kind of, let's see if I can do this with 1 hand, y'all. Boom. Is that gonna hold? Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, you can see I can go up another 5-6 inches. That's what she said. Matter of fact, let me pause this where I have both hands free. There we go, freed up both hands. You can see I got that tied off proper. That is a 2-hand operation. And that joker's just way up there, y'all. So, and hell, I could have gone up even a little bit more. Now, I will say something about this 55-pound thrust motor. It's got a little bit bigger body than the other one. So if you do want to raise this all the way up, you need to turn the steering pedals a little bit to where this is going to turn left or right, you know, what have you, something like that. That way it can kind of kick out this way and lift all the way up. Yep, but that's pretty much it, guys. Man, these are badass kayaks. I love modding them. I love fishing off them. I love standing up on them. Something I did too is I kind of redesigned this tray a little bit. Put pool noodles on either side and then one below right there. And I put a strap on the battery. The reason I did that is so I can transport this kayak with the battery on board. That way when I get to the water, instead of loading up a battery and tying on the motor, all I do is slap the motor on. And I'm fishing, guys. And this puppy, she just scoots right back in there, tucks up all nice and neat. Let me pause this and show you. So, there you go, tucks up all nice and neat. You can see I got some cable management going. Let's see below decks. So that's where the line runs and goes up to the plug. Yep. So, you know, still got all this extra storage back here I could use if and I need to. But yeah, really like it. You know, another thing you've got to do with these Ascend 128Ts is even with these bungee straps that hold down the seat, you know, I'd be plopping down in it and that seat would be all like skirt. So you get these, one of these humdingers called a chair tip protector, something like that. These go on the bottom of metal chairs. Get you 4 of those and they just really snug in there. So I'm able to trailer this thing, hold on the trailer with the seat on it. Of course, I'll put this down, spin it around so the wind is going over it that way, doesn't blow it up. It just rides perfect. Yep, I guess that's pretty much it. That, and of course, I've got mine on a trailer. I mean, this thing before the gear weighs 90-something pounds dry. You know, I'm just not trying to fight with it that much. This way, I back the puppy into the water, slide her off, and again, I'm fishing in 5 minutes. Everything about this design, I was focusing on getting it into the water and fishing as fast as possible. You know, again, I've got the tracker boat, but boats, they take 30 minutes to prep, 30 minutes to unload the water, and 30 minutes to load back. Sometimes I just want to fish for an hour or 2 after work. And so if I'm only spending 5 minutes putting the motor on, plugging it in, getting it off the trailer, that's that much more time fishing. Anyway, if you guys got any question, just drop a comment. Thanks for watching, YouTube Nation. Keep your dick in a vise.